We're at the
Happy
movies.
Friday.
Happy
Yeah, we're
Friday.
at the movies. Happy
I
Friday.
feel a little bit like Ellen, you know how on her show, she's like, because today is St. Patrick's Day. But it's never that day because I record. We kind of do that too because we're a big deal.
We don't.
We're just like you, Ellen.
Yeah, we're just like Ellen.
So,
Aquarius.
we are on
So
weak language. Eliminating
language.
weak language.
Part 3.
Part 3.
So today we're going to talk to y'all about how, and again, unfortunately, women are primarily the ones who use weak language, right?
Primarily and not only. So we want to be clear. We're not
the
broad
only
stroking.
ones, but it is primarily. So we are primarily speaking to women because we are women and we're familiar with. Yeah, fun fact. And we know that that's like primarily what we do. So we're speaking about what we know. So we want to talk to y'all about
We don't want a woman's explain for all you men out there.
that part. We want to talk to y'all about apologizing, and how apologizing is great when you've done something that you need to apologize for.
Absolutely. And we talked about that in our butt series, video. Leave the butt out and just apologize.
Just apologize.
Deliver that with
if
impact.
if you need to apologize.
However,
I was about to say but.
I know.
And don't apologize when you haven't done anything that requires an apology.
Facts.
So I was talking to my friend the other day, Andrea, shout out to her.
Hey, girl.
And she was telling me the story about how she was like out somewhere and this lady accidentally stepped on her foot, and her first reaction was she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like to be in the woman's way. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then I guess she like had a moment and she was like, she thought about it and processed it, and she was like, "No, wait, I'm not sorry because
I'm allowed to take up space.
You stepped on my foot." So that just reminded me of how we are so quick to apologize, especially as women, for taking up space, for that we have every right to take up, and especially in this situation, for other people's missteps or mistakes or accidents or misunderstandings. We'll be very quick to just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me clarify," or something like that, and there's no need to apologize. And in doing so, I think part of the reason we do it, tell me what you think. I think part of the reason we do it is because definitely like the space issue.
Yeah.
But also, I think we do it because we don't want to have like a superior position over whoever we're talking to. So maybe the example I'm thinking of is if someone else makes a mistake, we apologize to kind of level the playing field. Like, I know you made a mistake.
Right, so they don't
but
feel
we're
like
still
to make them not feel as bad. Or,
right.
Because, well, yeah, and I think some of the problem with that is that in an effort not to be or seem entitled, we apologize for something we didn't necessarily do. But we don't have to do that.
No.
It's not entitled to take up the space you're in and let somebody be sorry for the mistake they've made.
Yes. There's value in that.
And to respond with like, thank you. Or even it's okay if it is okay.
Right.
Don't lie.
And I think there's value in that because if someone makes a mistake and I apologize for their mistake and, just try to level the playing field, when do they have the opportunity to bring their own awareness to the fact that they made a mistake and that they need to make the effort to be vulnerable and be courageous in their vulnerability and admit that they made a mistake and apologize to me?
So one of the things I keep hearing in every video we do, especially about eliminating language, is that oftentimes we use our weak language to help other people be comfortable, right? To take away their discomfort. And I think that one of the biggest themes with eliminating weak language is that it's not your responsibility to take away somebody's discomfort. And as a matter of fact, it's rude.
Yeah.
Let them grow.
Yeah.
Discomfort is how you grow. And when we take it away from them, we're enabling them. We're kind of stealing their opportunity at learning a lesson. And pushing their boundaries. And so if it's not somebody's way to apologize and you apologize for them before they get to, then they don't have to.
Right.
But if you like let them sit in that and realize they need to or they haven't or whatever the reflection might be, you've just like, done them a favor. That's a gift.
We don't want people to be forced to be vulnerable. So if we're, especially again as women, if we're in a position where we can be vulnerable, it's like we're doing it for them. Like, no, it's okay.
I wonder why. I mean, sure, it's cultural, right? I just want to say, I want this to be part of the conversation. How did we get so deep into a hole as women that it is our responsibility to make sure everything's at peace and that conflict doesn't happen and that people aren't uncomfortable in their own skin and that I know it's like part of it's by nature because we're nurturers by nature. I think and I believe there are men that are also nurturers by nature, and I believe there are women that are not nurturers by nature. So I think that there's a little bit of everything out there, but
that's where the cultural expectations.
Yeah, we have really clung to the idea that we are like the nurturers, and we have to make it all right, to make it all happy and peaceful and calm. We have to calm the waters and spitting. It's crazy. And I think that what we're trying to help people understand in relationships is we have to stop taking the responsibility on, or we will not have better men. We will not have better children. We will not have better white people. We will not have better privileged people. We have to stop taking things off their plate that challenge them and stretch them, because that's how they get better. That's how they shift away from some of these really unfair, thoughtless, entitled behaviors.
Yeah. I mean, that's I think what it really comes down to. I like the way you sum that up, because that is a recurring theme in our videos, especially about weak language. And I think vulnerability in general it's important, and it's a skill that we all need to develop. And when we take away someone's opportunity to develop that skill so that there can be peace or comfort, we're doing them a disservice, and we're doing ourselves a disservice, because we need to relate to each other from a vulnerable place. So especially if you do that in your relationships, like your more intimate relationships, you are really doing yourself a disservice, because that now is going to be the dynamic of your relationship with that person.
You've set a tone, right?
You've set a tone. Now you are the person who shrinks back, who apologizes, who prioritizes your peace over speaking your piece, and over your right to take up space, and your right to have an opinion, and your right to have feelings and emotions and whatever. Everything is more about nurturing that other person and making sure that nurturing them in a way where they don't have to grow and stretch, so that you all can continue to relate and do so peacefully. And that's not healthy.
No, and it's not. You're not going to grow, right?
And they're not going to grow.
A relationship won't grow and won't thrive. So, to get personal, I'd be interested in yours too. My biggest reason for apologizing is definitely for taking up space. I apologize for the way I apologize for the space I take up, even when nobody has a problem with the space I'm taking up. And I shrink or move or adjust for other people all the time. And I'm really trying to stand in my space a little bit more. I just told a friend I drink black coffee because asking for milk seems like too much, so I just learned to drink it black. And I should take that space up. I should have milk if I want milk. Dang.
I mean, it's the same for me. I think being tall and also being a little picky, I apologize and I move differently because I don't want to take up space and inconvenience other people. And not that you should inconvenience other people, but there are times when you need to take up space. You need to be clear about what
if they don't want to get milk and sugar, then they can say, I can't do all that. You should get your own coffee.
Exactly.
And I will.
And give them their space to do that.
To do that, right.
So, I think that's
eliminate
the same for me.
Weak language, day 3.
Yeah.
Stop apologizing. You deserve to be in the space you take up.
Yeah. Think about why you're apologizing before you do.
That's going to be video 4.
Yeah. We teach love, y'all.